I'm telling Babylon. I'm telling Babylon. I'm telling Babylon. You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? Her name is Babylon. I call her Babs for short. She has a lot of lovers. She lets them pass her port. She has a love affair with every foreign nation. She has a favorite wine. Its name is fornication. She has a purple robe. She has a pearly necklace. And if you worship Caesar, she'll give you worldly blessings. She's insatiable. She cannot hide her passion. Last week, somebody said she rides a dragon. I know it's crazy, but the question is, why she had to put a crown upon its 7 heads? And it's even deeper, I had to peep the madness. She made war with the saints that tried to keep commandments. And since she killed the righteous and won't let me be, when she burns, it won't be from an STD. Bodies everywhere, both man and beast. And on that day, the birds are gonna have a feast. You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? Show me the finest girl. Babs is just as pretty. Her name is Babylon. The girl is such a mystery. Yeah, she's been that way since we were little kids. She nicknamed me Mark like I was 666. She said, you want my number? I said, you high as hell. She said, you need my number or you can't buy or sell. She said, take my number. I know that I can't make you, but I'm espoused to Christ and I'm staying faithful. Isaiah had a vision. He saw the elevation. Jesus preached the gospel. John had a revelation. Her lovers hated Babs, so they burned her up. What's upside down? The Lord could always turn it up. You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? I'm telling Babylon. I'm telling Babylon. I'm telling Babylon.
I'm telling Babylon. I'm telling Babylon. I'm telling Babylon.
Toast, 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 toast. Yo, let's make a toast for completing the goals we set to do or be stuck in the hole. It's a marathon, not a race. Stick with the pace and stay in your place. It's champagne for the celebration. I'm full of light like it's dedication. Yahweh's Lord is my meditation and my legislation. I do this for fun and not for the funds. They call me a shield in Hebrew, a gun. Protecting my energy, pray for my enemies, blessing the fam. Send me the Addy, I'm there. Hustling hard, collecting my shares. If it ain't truth, you know I don't care. Evil is something I feel in the air.
Whom it may concern.
Yato dollars, not wisdom. Nah, I ain't respecting it. Trying to play the most high, like you won't get checked in your residence. Corny Instagram clowns, swearing like we ain't out here getting it. These dudes ain't getting the money I'm getting, so when they talk cash, it's irrelevant. I'm riding clean in the Range Rover. You played yourself, now it's game over. The red dot in between the shoulder to the booster shot. I ain't talking COVID. When the cards is dealt, you gotta deal with it. Shout out to the ones that's real with it. When it's time for war, they in the field with it. You on the Lord's side, step over here. You on the world's side, step over there. A toast to all of my people, cheers. Put your cups in the air. You on the Lord's side, step over here. You on the world's side, step over there. A toast to all of my people, cheers. Put your cups in the air. You on the the Lord's side, step over here. You on the world side, step over there. A toast to all of my people, cheers. Put your cups in the air. You on the Lord's side, step over here. You on the world side, step over there. A toast to all of my people, cheers. Put your cups in the air. You get what you give, so put in the work. Afterwards, you enjoyed all the perks. Actions always speak louder than words. You talking too much, you just wanna be heard. If you're doing good, keep your prayers up. If you're doing bad, keep your prayers up. During hard times, yeah, I know it's tough, but you gotta get up. Fool me once, that's shame on you. Fool me twice, that's shame on me. Discernment is key, my wrist is on freeze. Feeling like it's below 0 degrees. The more that I see, the more that I learn. You're not in your grind, and bridges will burn. Recognize when it's your time. Everybody get a turn. Do your thing when it's showtime. I rip hard when it's go time. I'm praising Yahweh to kingdom come. And the Mashiach Yahweh Shai is son. As soon as he come, the wicked is done. Don't matter the place or set that you from. Don't matter the place or set that you from. You on the Lord's side, step over here. You on the world side, step over there. A toast to all of my people, cheers. Put your cups in the air. You on the Lord's side, step over here. You on the world side, step over there. A toast to all of my people, cheers. Put your cups in the air. You on the Lord's side, step over here. You on the world side, step over there. A toast to all of my people, cheers. Put your cups in the air. You on the Lord's side, step over here. You on the world side, step over there. A toast to all of my people, cheers. Put your cups in the air. Put your cups in the air. Put your cups in the air.
Oh, wait. Oops, lucky. All right, shalom, y'all, shalom. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Oh, man, it's definitely been kind of been a long week. But hey, all praise to the Most High. We made it to the Sabbath once again. All right, it's the first Sabbath that we literally have in the second month already. You know, time moving quick, man. Time moving quick. A lot is happening in the world. And, power getting shut out, across seas and everything like that. It's a lot of things that's happening, but one thing that has to remain constant is we always have to give the Most High his glory, his praises that's overdue, right? We can't praise him enough. So, got Brother Mike Allah. He'll be joining me shortly. Don't have a time frame on that. But again, want to always give all honor, glory, and praises to the Most High by way of Yahweh Shai, right? Who the world calls Jesus Christ. And I just go ahead. I'm gonna, start. Oh, before I start, Slacky, before I start again, know that we always streaming on the 3 different platforms: LOI Detroit, Maccabees TV, and Lions of Israel Class. So if y'all can take the time out, to just hit the like button, on each channel, just to trigger algorithm, and also, share it. You know what I'm saying? Share it. If you want to comment under each one, just say shalom, whatever the case may be. Everything always goes a long way. It always goes a long, long way. Right? So, as y'all see, the title, right? This is not going in, it's mainly on women, right? It's not a women bash here, right? That's not what this is. But this is something that, maybe some sisters never really thought about. Maybe sisters already know, and maybe, the ones to come, may look at this later on. So, and then also, because it's not just about the sisters, even though in my thumbnail, y'all seen I had the sister with the tracks, next to her picture. things of that nature, right? Now, it's not just about the sisters. Why? Because you literally have men that literally put that stuff in their head. You have men literally patching together beards, and they getting all of these different things done to their bodies as well. And, just a lot of things that the world introduces and we gravitate to it. You literally have men trying to do the same things that women do, just so quote unquote in the manly form. All right. So titled it what I titled it, right? This was actually inspired, by something I kind of talked to my daughter about just yesterday, actually. And just to let her know, like, hey, you don't need this stuff to be validated by the world, right? You don't need to put these tracks in your head. You got a head full of hair. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the Most High gave you is for you. Don't cover that up. Don't cover up your beauty that the Most High gave to you, because it's strictly for you, not for nobody else. Right? Same thing to you young men. Don't try to use grow mustache kit, putting all that stuff on your face. That stuff will tear your face up, break you out, do all kind of things to it. Right? Always be grateful for what the Most High gave to you. Right? Everything is specific to you. Yeah, you might have some lookalikes in the world, but guess what? They're not you. They are not you, right? So let me share my screen because I'm gonna have the scriptures pulled up on the side, and then also I'm gonna be sharing a couple videos, right? So let me share my screen. Okay. Is it up? There we go. All right. So let me go in here. Go to Bible Gateway. Just to have this pulled up. Then also I'm gonna open another screen. So I'm actually gonna start out with a video. It's actually what I'm gonna do. So go there. Okay. Right. And y'all gonna have to excuse me on the first video. It's a couple cuss words at the beginning of the first video. All right. But it's not that one not that long of a video. It's only a couple minutes long. Just think about these computers. 1 minute it work quick, the next minute, here it is taking all day. Okay, I think my collar just came in too. Go back real quick. There we go. Shalom, can you hear me?
Can I hear you now? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Come.
All right, Con.
You can go ahead and say something if you want to. I'm just trying to pull up the video.
Okay, Con. Shalom, everybody. Happy Sabbath. We back at it again, like always. Hey, we give glory and honor to the Most High God. And we just here to honor the Sabbath in the appropriate way, and bring him all the glory and the praises that we can continue to learn and grow from all this.
Come on. Come on. And this thing literally had played both videos without
The buffer.
Yeah. And now it want to take all day. All right, so we're gonna see what this sister got to say, right? And Salakia too, I let the audience know that got a little cussing in it at the beginning, mainly at the beginning, but just to give you a heads up. Okay, here we go. This is crazy.
Yeah, normally don't take that long for it to pull up.
Hey, I know. That's what I'm saying.
So I have a question. And usually when I ask these questions, people get on me. You know, they get on me. They're like, bitch, we can wear whatever we want to wear. This is a free country, ho. Like, they get on me. But I just want to know, why does it seem like 80% of Black women wear weaves and like 60% of them wear lashes? Where did the lash epidemic come from? Because the lashes are atrocious. And, you know, I've had a video on this before. The lashes are atrocious and they are clearly fake. So where did that come from? So we got the fake hair, we got the fake nails, we got the fake eyelashes. And y'all get mad when niggas is getting fake wigs and shit and fake hair. Go on, more power to them, because y'all been fraudulent for fucking too long. Like, what's up, Black women? Like, I go out and I see my.
So notice she's in her estimation, right? This is her estimation. Of course, it's not proven facts, but in her estimation, 80% of women, you know, wear hair weave, right? And this is not something that you know, nobody's sitting here saying that, hey, you can't put no weave inside your hair. If you're getting your hair braided, we're not saying, hey, you can't use weave necessarily to do it. Now, most men, at least most men that I know, would prefer you not to have it in your hair, like regardless, right? But if you get it in your hair, no, nobody's sitting there telling you that, you know, that's necessarily wrong, right? But what we are saying is a lot of that stuff, we don't know where it comes from. It's no different from us, you know, basically saying that you can intake marijuana because it's a herb, you know, that you can, you know, eat, right? Not necessarily smoke, but that's just like saying that. But it's the same concept. We have no idea what they do to this marijuana that they have, right? They done turned it into a business now. So it's no telling what kind of chemicals that they spray on it to help reserve it, just like they do our food, right? It's no telling what they do to these things. So certain things that you don't necessarily need, right, or that you can stay away from, you should stay away from it. You know what I'm saying? Like Priest had a class not too long ago, a couple months ago, where he literally showed that that hair weave has some type of cancer in it, right? Not all brands, of course, but again, do we really know? We don't. I'm sure y'all sisters don't go to the beauty supply and looking at the back of the pack to see if it's an ingredient list. You know what I'm saying? Like, so a lot of stuff, you know, our sisters be doing it, but then, you know, like I'll let the sister speak.
My sisters, and majority of them are completely fake. They don't even reveal who they naturally are, and it's just so disappointing. And it just makes me wonder, why do we do that? Why, ladies? Why are we so? It's in our culture, because I don't see this in other cultures. Why in our culture?
See, that is in our culture, right? It's literally in our culture. Now you have some of those Edomite women that definitely want to be us, which is why they get lip injections. They do they get cheekbone injections, trying to, you know, get our features, and they end up looking crazy. It always looks stupid, right? But they trying to like be like us, and we trying to be like somebody else, right? We didn't do that, right? Our sisters, when we talk about the sisters inside the Bible, you won't see that mentioned, right? And I don't believe that they would even do that in the first place, right? Well, let her keep going.
Are we so so confused about who we are so insecure about who we are? Now, I used to wear weaves for days. You know, I see this picture, I wear braids and everything, but I just give my hair a rest. When I wear weaves, it's because I don't feel like fucking doing my hair, you know. But
now we do have that aspect, right? Some women don't feel like doing their hair. For some, it's a long process, you know, especially those sisters that got that nice thick hair, right? It's a process to get it how you know want it. So in some cases, if you have a weave or a wig, I can understand. You know, it can help you get ready faster, right? But it shouldn't be to where that's all you have. You take a weave out, you put another one in. You take one out, you put another one in. Take one out, put another one in. Shouldn't be like that, right? At some point, we should definitely, you know, your hair should be showing and it should be out. Because if you don't take care of it, what's going to happen to it? We all know what's going to happen to it. So let's keep going.
People are just putting glue on their scalp. They're ruining their natural hair. They're ruining their eyelashes. They're ruining their nails. The reason why I don't wear nails is because my nails are too thin, and then any nails would just break my nails off. But people are they just have all this fake stuff on, and I'm just like, what is it? What's the driving force behind it? Is it men? Because men have told me and expressed in different videos that they hate that shit. So then I guess, you know, it's just women just being expressive and I guess loving themselves by putting things that aren't them, that didn't grow from them, on them. So how can you love yourself when everything about yourself is fake? Everything, you know, from...
$1 million question. How can you love yourself when everything about you is fake? Right? But the sisters want a quote unquote real nigga. Right? But it's nothing that you got on. It's real. Nothing. Everything you bought, you paid for, and it's an additive. Right? We got to be better. Definitely got to be better.
Your hair, the makeup that you take onto your face, the eyelashes that you put on your eyes, whatever else things that you put on your body to manipulate it to make it appear to be something. Who are you? Like naturally, like who do you wonder? Like I just wonder with those girls who take their wigs off, who take their nails off, who take their lashes off, and they look themselves in the mirror. Do they even know who they are? Like, do you even know? How could you know who you are when you have a disguise on all the time?
See that? If you got a disguise on all the time, how can you know?
All
Right? Our sister, hey, that's just for our sisters, right? Now I ain't gonna play another video. I'm gonna just mention as far as like men goes, right? Men literally have a thing to where they can enhance themselves. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like because they basically don't have any self-esteem about themselves, anything like that, right? And it's something I guess that they call a DDL or something. I don't know. I guess that's supposed to increase, their manhood. I'm not playing video to look at that crap.
I was gonna hope not, brother.
Yeah.
You can I'll block my screen off.
Yeah, nah, I'm not about to do that. All right, so I'm gonna play this other one too. All right, Benjamite brother, right? Play this Benjamite brother. And he's gonna be saying the same thing about the Benji women, right? And about women in general. I should have typed in. Should have typed in this one. All right, do your best to understand them as much as you can, and then because it's also some subtitles at the bottom. Oh, it's right there. Tripping. All right, so let's check this brother out, and let's see some of the things that he's saying. And this brother's video, his is a little longer, about 6 minutes or so, but he's touching on some key points for sure.
I hate to say them thing, but I have to say it. It's in my nature, I'm trying to see it up and I have to say it. The black woman. Black woman. Why is it that the black woman is so obsessed with extension? Extension of our body parts and other parts, that is our parts. Why is it that black woman have an extension eyelash, extension ear, extension breast, extension bottom, extension finger?
See that? He's saying he's posing a question. Why is it that our women wants to have add-ons, right? Extension hair, extension butt, right? Breasts, fingernails, right?
Fingernail. What the hell is going on? Remember one time you used to go up on the road, I don't know, but one time you used to go up on the road and you say a Christian woman and you know says a Christian woman that. And you say a Rasta woman and you know says a Rasta woman that. And you not take certain step. You know, bad out, walking sexy and walking this and that. Because you know say them they in a class. And you have to represent yourself when you're there, when you see them. Because sometimes I remember, anytime you see a woman, a Christian daughter come from church, him talk to her different.
I see that. So he's literally saying when you see a Christian woman coming out of church, you would talk to, men, no matter how bad he is, as far as if he's a drug dealer, if he's $1 million man or a doctor, whatever the case he may be, right? He's going to talk to that woman different. right? Because a lot of women, when they go to church, right, they in dresses how they should be, modest apparel how they should be. Some of them, not all, but some of them are shamefaced, right, in the sight of men, I should say. Let's just put it like that. There's shamefaced in the sight of men. He's saying the same thing about Rasta women, right? Which is, I'm gonna go. Actually, I'm gonna read it for y'all, right? Because I'm just on Wikipedia, right? Because I just typed in, what is what is a Rasta woman, right? Or a Rasta, right? And the Rastafari is what popped up, right? So it says Rastafari is an Abrahamic religion that developed in Jamaica during 1930s. It's classified as both a new religious movement and a social movement by scholars of religion. Now, this says that there is no central authority and control of the movement, and much diversity exists among practitioners who are known as Rastafari, Rastafarians, and Rastas. All right. Keep going. It says Rastafari beliefs are based on an interpretation of the Bible. Central to the religion is a monotheistic belief in a single God referred to as Jah, which is Yah or Yahweh. Right. And then it also, let me find that part. Right. Because it literally mentions, scrolling down towards the bottom on here. All right. It says, the Rastafari movement is decentralized and organized on a largely sectarian basis. There are several denominations or mansions of Rastafari, the most prominent of which are, I cannot pronounce this word to save my life. So it looks like Inya Benji, the Bobo Ashanti, and the 12 tribes of Israel, each offering different interpretation of Rastafari belief. All right, so it's just basically a woman pretty much upholding herself in righteousness in a sense, right? And this is and we talking about the perfect, right, Rasta woman in this sense, right? So you can just kind of equate it to same thing as what a Christian is supposed to be, right? So let's keep going.
I want them see a Rasta woman, a walk. Him start to address her as a queen and empress and all them something there, When them see the church that time, them just say, "Wow, my sister, wow, this and that," and them just behave in a certain way. No, when we look on all the Christian daughter them, oh gosh, man, I tell you, man, them I try to keep up with the Joneses so much that the Joneses all move and them don't even know.
See that? So he say, hey, our people, they're trying to keep up with the Joneses so much, and they done left. They done left. You want to keep putting this stuff inside your head? Nobody, no other nation is doing this. I've never in my life seen a Chinese woman shopping in the beauty supply. I've never seen it. I've never seen an Arabic woman shopping in a beauty supply. I'm not saying that it don't happen, but I ain't never seen it. Right? It's mainly our sisters, and then you will see those Edomites, especially when you're in the hood too. You will see them Edomites going inside there. Right? I don't want to put any amount of money on it or a percentage, but I can just about bet. Go to Arabic neighborhoods, right? And if you're able to, I would, say, of course, everything got to be done in order. So I would talk to a man, right? I would talk to a man and I would literally ask them, hey, do your wife put any chemicals, any grease, anything like that inside your mind? Right? And I mean, not inside their mind, it's lucky, inside their hair. I can almost just about bet that they probably don't use nothing but probably soap and water. Right? and their texture stays a certain way. And it's also probably because they eat a certain way too. Right? So he's saying, hey, the Joneses have moved. Our people don't even know.
Them look in a magazine, them look on the iPhone, them look on the tablet, and I try look like the imagery that has oppressed us for over 500 years or more. We look on the Rasta woman, the Rasta woman them is trying to look sexy. What is that? What is that? Me no say you're sexy if you want to use that word. Me no say you're all right. What is it that you're showing the people them about your sexuality that cannot be defined in your consciousness? Why you have to bring Rome and its antics in a situation?
See that? He's saying, hey, why are you bringing Rome into this? Right? Why? Because the Romans did these things as well. It started before the Romans for sure. Right? It started with the Romans before that. I mean, started with the Egyptians, right? Even before the Romans. But let's keep going. A lot of things that we do now, you know, Egyptians been there, they've been there, done that. This is why he say, hey, you trying to keep up with the Joneses? And hey, they already moved, right?
Because that is what we see going now. Everybody's trying to look like the Romans because him is in Rome. And them say when you're in Rome, do as the Romans do. Yet see the Christian and the Rasta and all of them fight against Rome. Fight against what Rome stand for. And now we see everyone is extending themselves. Because them
he said, hey, he's saying the Christians and the Rastas literally, they fought against Rome. The very country that they fought against. Now, fast forward to now, you're trying to be just like them. Right? And for what? Right? Shouldn't you already be enough? Right? We've made in the Most High's image. Shouldn't that be enough? All right, let's keep going.
Them watch Kim Kardashian and Rihanna and all these people. What is that for? What is that for? Are we going to move up the ladder? Because when we look at black people, they weird only so. And all the other nations, them arise, and we don't let so. And we are follow. The Chinese bring out a new thing, we put it on. The Indian bring out a new extension, we put it on. What is happening? What is our creativity? What is our cultural expression that define we as African people?
All right. And we just going to substitute that African right for Israelites. That's what we're going to do. Right. But he's going to keep on mentioning Africans, right?
Why we can't look into that cultural expression and find something and draw from it. Because a lot of these white people, them go into Africa and see certain things that is African and just twist it around and turn it around and make it become for them things. African people afraid to look like an African.
See that? He's saying you afraid to be you. All right? You afraid to be you and you don't even realize it. Right? That's nobody. Again, I'm going to say this again. We understand that makeup exists. Did our women wear makeup in the past? I'm sure of it. Right? But did it have to be every day? Did it have to be to where, hey, I can't go out, I can't leave my house, I don't want to go do nothing because I ain't got no weave for my hair, I ain't got no eyelashes to put on my eyes, I don't look right, so I ain't going out. When the Most High already made you beautiful, which is what we're gonna show in the scriptures. All right, but let us finish this video.
On the continent, them afraid to behave like an African, understand Africa. Because even in school itself, they're not teaching nothing about Africa. They're not teaching nothing about Africa in a school. But we have a perception of Africa that Africa is a wild place. Like we have, Yogi Bear in the forest and snake and tiger and lion in the jungle.
Which is why they make all of your entertainment, right? You got the Jungle Book. right? Where you literally have what's his name, Mogi, or whatever his name is. You know, he's friends with the tigers and the lions and things of that nature, right? Or actually, he's friends with the bear and the tiger. I forget his name. You know, trying to kill him and eat him, right? This is the perception that they paint and the picture that they paint, right? So he's saying, hey, you're not even drawing from your own cultural expressions. You know, what did your ancestors wear? How did they wear it? Right? When did they wear it?
And so we copy what we see on the TV. And the young ladies, them now, copy what them see on the TV. And every time them do something, white people come with something else. And them have to switch and change and go to the something else. So them can't be themselves. Not even for a season. On a season. Because the fashion and the attitude is changing so fast in Europe that the black woman have to try to keep up with it, and some of them don't have no money to keep up with it. What are we doing to ourselves, African people, African woman? Check. Give thanks.
Well, let me hear you say, man.
All right, so he literally said, hey, what you doing? You know, what we doing? Let me go back. I'm not gonna worry about sharing my screen to pull up the scriptures because that thing might take a day, just like this did. So we'll just come back. All right, let's go to the book of Genesis. All right, Genesis chapter 1, and start at verse 26.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 1, and verse 26. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. Verse 27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them.
Go ahead.
All right. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth.
Jump down to verse 31.
Verse 31. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good, and the evening and the morning were the sixth day.
See that? The Most High saw everything that he made. He said it was good. It was good. Did he put weave in any other women's hair that he made? Right? Did he have eyelashes? Did he put eyelashes? Right? Outside of what he causes to grow out of their own bodies? Right? Did he add any of that? Did he you literally have men that literally, man, they glue pubic hairs on their face. They shave, you know what I'm saying? They shave that stuff and they literally put that glue, just how women literally wax themselves. They put that wax on there, then they, you know, put it down and they strip it off. It's the exact opposite. These men literally, they put an outline on their face, right? And they put a patch of hair, man, right on their face, right? Let that glue dry. And then they shave that thing and they line it up. Right?
It's real crazy, man.
For real. That's what it's videos out here for. Like these dudes is crazy, bro. But again, when you don't love yourself and you don't know where you come from and you don't know who's your God, you're gonna start doing these crazy things. Right? So let's go to Ezekiel, right? We're going to that
Ezekiel 16.
Yeah, we're going there, right? And in context, again, we know in context that this is referring to Israel, right? But it's still the same thing. This is, hey, men and women, right? This is not something that's just only due to only for women. These men, hey, they forgot the same thing.
right.
So, Con, you go ahead. You know, I already know where to start.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 16, starting at verse 10.
Actually, Slacky, start at verse 7.
7, okay. Verse 7. I have caused thee to multiply as the bud of the field, and thou hast increased and waxen great, and thou art come to excellent ornaments. Thy breasts are fashioned, and thine hair is grown, whereas thou wast naked and bare. Now when I passed by thee and looked upon thee, behold, thy time was the time of love, and I spread my skirt over thee and covered thy nakedness.
All right, he covered our sins. All right, go ahead.
Yea, I swear unto thee and entered into a covenant with thee, says the Lord God, and thou becamest mine.
All right, and we know that that's the covenant that he literally gave to Moses, and he literally he sprinkled the blood on all the people, and he entered into a covenant with us. All right, go ahead.
Then washed I thee with water, yea, I thoroughly washed away thy blood from thee, and I anointed thee with oil.
See that? So, and we know that this happened especially with the priesthood, right? The priesthood, they literally had to be washed, especially before they went into that temple to offer those offerings and sacrifices. Right? Go ahead.
I clothed thee also with the broaded work, and shod thee with badger skin, and I girded thee about with fine linen, and I covered thee with silk. I decked thee also with ornaments, and I put bracelets upon thy hands, and a chain on thy neck. And I put a jewel on thy forehead, and earrings in thine ears, and a beautiful crown upon thy head.
So see that he did all of this for us. But now what do we want to do? We want to put those, I don't even know what they call, but be like Esau, putting those big holes in our ears, and you stretching your whole earlobe out, and now you just got literally a big hole in your ear.
That's them African tribes that they get that from.
God.
Looking crazy.
Yeah, man. You could literally, let them say something crazy to you. All you gotta do is just grab
right.
Like,
oh man.
Yeah, man. So crazy. Yeah, like the Most High did this for us. All right, go ahead.
Thus was thou decked with gold and silver, and thy raiment was of fine linen, and silk, and broaded work. Thou didst eat fine flour, and honey, and oil, and thou wast exceeding beautiful, and thou didst prosper into a kingdom.
All right, see that? We prospered into a kingdom, right? Now, you see how decked out that the Most High made us as a people, as a nation, right? We're going to read the judgment, and we're going to read what we went off at. And right after that, we're going to go to see exactly how he described the kingdom or our land was going to be, right? So go ahead, verse 14.
Verse 14, and they renowned went forth among the heathen for the beauty.
Right, and your top people, right? Now we went to the heathen for our beauty, right? And understand that with the beauty, this is going into understanding. This is going into a way of life, right? And a part of that understanding was to look like them. So that's what we did. We adopted to what they was doing, right? Which is what the Benjamin brother was even saying. Like, hey, he mentioned the Romans, right? But we know that things date back way before the Romans. We know they weren't nothing but thieves. So we did the same thing. We went to the heathen for our beauty. Go ahead.
For it was perfect through my comeliness.
For it was what?
Perfect through my comeliness.
That's what it said in Genesis. In Genesis, it said he made us just fine. He saw that everything was good. Go ahead.
Which I have put upon thee, says the Lord God. But thou didst trust in thy own beauty, and playest the harlot because of thy renown, and pourest out thy fornications on everyone that passed. So like that passed by, it was.
See that? Every one of these other nations that we went into captivity to, even before the Most High put us in captivity, we was trying to do what they did. which is the reason why he said, hey, you want to be with them so bad? I'm about to put them over you. Now what you going to do? Now you're going to be crying. Hey, get me out of this. I don't want to be in this. Hey, yes, you did. You made your mind up. Most High gave us fair warning. Right? This is not unfair that we in a position, in a predicament that we in. It's not an unfair thing. All right, go ahead.
All right. Verse 16. And of thy garments which thou didst take and deckest thy high places which divers colors, and place the harlot thereupon, the like things shall not come, neither shall it be so. Thou hast also taken thy fair jewels of my gold and of my silver, which I have given thee, and madest to thyself images of men, and didst commit whoredom with them.
See that? I made those idols, right? Go ahead.
And tookest thy broided garments, and coveredst them. And thou hast set my oil and my incense before them.
All right, you set that frankincense and myrrh, right, to do the offering and do these things that you did to the Most High. You done set it in front of these images, and in front of other gods that you created. All right, this is what we did as a people. All right, go ahead.
My meat also, which I gave thee, fine flour and oil and honey, wherewith I fed thee, thou hast even set it before them for a sweet savor. And thus it was, says the Lord God. Moreover, thou hast taken thy sons and thy daughters, whom thou hast borne unto me, and these hast thou sacrificed unto them to be devoured. Is this of thy whoredom a small matter?
No, it's not. It's not a small matter. All right, go ahead.
That thou hast slain my children and delivered them to cause them to pass through the fire for them.
Right, and we did what? This is us sacrificing to Molech, our children to Molech. All right, this is what we're doing, and this is what we continue to do when we allow our young daughters to grow up and thinking that it's okay to every 2 weeks. Hey, I got to put a weave in my head. I got to put a wig on my head. I got to get my nails done every week. Right? I got to have makeup on every other day. No, we supposed to train them up in the way that we should have them go, which is after the law, statutes, and commandments.
Okay.
All right, so let's go to Exodus. Exodus chapter 26. Right, because the Most High, he's a master designer, man. He's a master designer. That's not going to read exactly the same how he had us looking, but just you'll be able to correlate the two, right? Because this is literally going into what the tabernacle looked like, right? So you can start at the top. We ain't gonna read the whole thing, but you can just start right at the top.
All right. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 26, and verse 1. Moreover, thou shalt make the tabernacle with 10 curtains of fine twined linen, and blue and purple and scarlet, with cherubims of cunning work shalt thou make them. The length of one curtain shall be 28 cubits, and the breadth of one curtain 4 cubits, and every one of the curtains shall have one measure.
All right, so he's just going into, again, what it looks like. So just imagine, right? Just imagine, what do we do when we buy homes, right? We color coordinate. The Most High put it in his way back then. He told us how to do it. He told us how to measure it, right? He told us how to hang it up. And he's letting us know, hey, one can't be longer than the other one. So a lot of people, when you walk into their house, they curtains match, right? They the same length. They done got measurements done. They got that thing hooked up. Right? Jump down. Jump down to verse 14.
Verse 14. And thou shalt make a covering for the tent of rams, skins dyed red, and a covering above of badger skins.
Right. See that. So we had the whole thing set up even for our camels. Right. Go ahead.
And thou shalt make boards for the tabernacle of shittim wood standing up.
All right, and that's some of the strongest wood that you'll ever find. Right. It wasn't that wood that the big bad wolf will blow your house down. It wasn't that kind of wood. All right, go ahead.
10 cubits shall be the length of a board, and a cubit and a half shall be the breadth of one board. 2 tenons shall there be on one board, set in order one against another. Thus shalt thou make for all the boards of the tabernacle. And thou shalt make the boards for the tabernacle, 20 boards on the south side, southward. And thou shalt make 40 sockets of silver under the 20 boards, 2 sockets under one board for the 2 tenons, and 2 sockets under another board for his 2 tenons.
You could drop it. All right, so y'all just get the picture, right? Because you can literally, when you read this, chapter 26, 27, right, even 28, you'll literally see him designing the tabernacle and how beautiful that thing looked, right? You know, like, and take your time and read it. You don't have to, you know, if you want to know the exact measurements, look up and see what a cubit is. You'll see the exact measurements. Somebody that's like a carpenter or something like that, this would be really interesting for them. You know what I'm saying? But as a matter of fact, let's go to chapter 28. Start at the top, right? Because we're going to see what Aaron and his sons look like. And we're going to see what it said in Ezekiel. Remember, it says, I'm going to flip back real quick and just read that one part. So Ezekiel 16 and verse number 7 says, I have caused thee to multiply as the bud of the field, and thou hast increased and waxen great, and thou art come to excellent ornaments. Thy breasts are fashioned, and thine hair is grown, whereas thou was naked and bare. Right, so he fashioned our breasts, right? So he's talking about the breastplates. So let's go ahead and start at verse 1.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 28, and verse 1. And take thou unto thee Aaron thy brother, and his sons with him, from among the children of Israel, that he may minister unto me in the priest's office, even Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar, Aaron's sons. And thou shalt make holy garments for Aaron thy brother, for glory and for beauty. And thou shalt speak unto all that are wise-hearted, whom I have filled with the spirit of wisdom, that they make Aaron's garments to consecrate him, that he may minister unto me in the priest's office. And these are the garments which they shall make: a breastplate, and an ephod, and a robe, and a broaded coat, a mitre, and a girdle. And they shall make holy garments for Aaron thy brother and his sons, that he may minister unto me in the priest's office.
Read the next two.
And they shall take gold and blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen.
Right, the same thing that the tabernacle was made with when we read the beginning of chapter 26. Go ahead.
And they shall make an ephod, and they shall make the ephod of gold, of blue, and of purple, of scarlet, and fine twine linen with cunning work.
All right, see that? So it's he literally says that and Ezekiel, that it says that I deck thee also with ornaments, and I put bracelets upon thine hands and a chain on thy neck. Right? It's the same. This is the exact same thing. He's letting us know exactly what he did. This is for the priesthood, right? But don't get it twisted. Israel was always decked out. All 12 tribes. You know what I'm saying? All 12 tribes throughout history. You know what I'm saying? So
hey, let me grab something real quick. Let me grab Psalms 139. right? Because God has made us in a fashioned way, in the way He wants to make the black man and the so-called black woman, the so-called Mexican and the so-called Latino family, the natives, all that, right? He has made us great. And first and foremost, we have to know who we are. And if we don't know who we are, this is why we wear the things what we think the world says this is beautiful. But God already knew this from the jump. So go to 139, start at verse 13.
Okay. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 139 and verse 13. For thou hast possessed my reins. Thou hast covered me in my mother's womb.
Right. So it's saying that God created you from the beginning in your mother's womb, right? So everything that God designed you to be, whatever the eyelashes you have, that's how God designed you to be. However your eyebrows are, that's how God designed you to be. Rather how long or short your hair is, that's how God designed you to be in your mother's womb, right? Go ahead.
I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made.
Well, you are what?
Wonderfully made.
Because when God made us, He didn't make a mistake. If He choose to make your eyelashes long, that's what they're supposed to be.
Okay.
Don't you know, a lot of times, I don't know how it goes. I really don't. But I know it used to be at one part of time women used to glue them on there.
Okay. Yep.
You know, I don't know what it's done now. I think they found another way of not doing any kind of damage.
Yeah. That it literally, I was gonna get into it, but just paraphrasing, and because I don't even have to pull it up, but what that did was when they literally used to use that glue, that stuff get inside your cuticles and it mess your eyes up and your eyelids.
Absolutely.
Right? Some people didn't even went blind off of that stuff.
Absolutely. And why you go blind and why did you mess that up is because you were trying to change your beauty, right? Same thing like with these men, right? Sometimes, man, look, hey, when we get in certain ages, they're called hormones. And it's also called genetics, right? Sometimes brothers lose their hair at a younger age. So with now, it used to be, I'm going to just go with it and deal with it. Now, today's day, now you got men, they got hair weave now. You know, they putting glue on their head looking crazy, and they got it all put together. They even got it where you can get waves in it.
Okay.
You know, and you don't even know if it's real or not. So now we got men being jealous over women. Like you the same men that talk about the women wearing weave, but you got a hairpiece on. This is how destroyed Israel is. Like we became to a point of a people that we hate ourselves so much that we think that beauty is on the outside instead of in the mindset of the law, statutes, and commandments. Like we don't think that's beautiful to be a servant to God. Why? Because you hear our people say this is a white man's book, so I don't want to read or follow anything that's in that book. So you don't even want to be a servant to God. You want to be a servant to this whole world and want to please the world that's around you. So God made you right the way He wanted you. Continue, bro.
Marvelous are thy works. And
when God made you, He made you marvelous. Go ahead.
And that my soul knoweth right well. My substance was not hid from thee when I was made in secret, and curiously wrought in the lowest parts of wrought in the lowest parts of earth. Thine eyes did see my substance, yet being unperfect, and in thy book all my members were written, which in continuance were fashioned, when as yet there was none of them.
Right. And that's all it says, that God made us decently and properly made. It was no mistake that God made us on. So love yourself. That's all. This was all really saying. Love yourself. I'm not saying because you put hair in your hair, that means you hate yourself. But sometimes that is the point why people do it. They do it because they hate their hair, or they hate the way their lips look, so they got to inject it. or they hate the way their eyelashes is small, so they'll pretty much envy another woman or another man's eyelash. Like, man, I wish I had long lashes, so I'm going to do this. So just love yourself, and at the end of the day, I'll land there.
Okay. And don't that color. Let's go into that color, right? Because a lot of people, let's go ahead and grab Leviticus, right? Because we had a law, against the leprosy of the head, right? So we're gonna grab this.
You want verse 12, 13 and 12?
Chapter 13, start at 29. No, start at 29.
Okay, got you. 29, got you.
Yeah.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 13, starting at verse 29. If a man or woman have a plague upon the head or the beard.
All right, notice this is man or, well, it don't matter, man or woman. It could be in your head, in your beard. All right, go ahead.
Then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a dry scale, even a leprosy upon the head or beard.
All right, so this is where our people will get slick in today's time. They'll be like, hey, this blind, which blind is basically a derivative of yellow anyway. All right, but this is blind. Oh, this is blue. This is red. They got all of these different things, all of these excuses. All right, and they'll say, hey, it didn't grow out of my head. I just put it in there. All right, so I'm not breaking the law. Right? Okay, well, this is the same argument. I used to try this too. This is the same argument I had about the microwave on the Sabbath day. Like, my food already cooked. I'm just warming. I'm just heating it up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just heating it up. No, look, listen. On a technical side, are you just warming it up? Is it already cooked? Yeah. But the Most High says, hey, don't literally kindle a fire, to literally cook food. And that's what your microwave is doing.
Hold on one second. Go ahead. Hold on one second.
And that it's cooking your food, because if you leave it in that microwave too long, guess what's gonna happen? That thing gonna burn. It's gonna get hard. It's gonna get nasty, and you ain't gonna like it. You ain't gonna want it no more. Right? Same thing with this. Right? Even though it don't grow out of your head, why should you put it in your head in the first place? Right? We gotta understand that the Most High give us these commandments, and we shouldn't try to find a way around it. Right? We should take it for what it is. If the Most High don't want a yellow thin hair to grow out of your head, and if it do, you pronounce unclean, right? That's literally leprosy upon the head and the beard. Then guess what? You shouldn't input that stuff into your head either. Right? I'll keep reading till the brother come back. Right? Verse 31. It says, and if the priest look on the plague of the scab, and behold, it be not in sight deeper than the skin, and that there is no black hair in it, then the priest shall shut him up that hath the plague of the scab 7 days. Right? So you got to be put away. Right? You got to be put away for 7 days, right? I'm on verse 32.
Okay. Verse 32. And in the 7th day, the priest shall look on the plague, and behold, if the scale spread not, and there be in it no yellow hair, and the scale be not in sight deeper than the skin, he shall be shaven, but the scale shall he not shave, and the priest shall shut up him that hath the scale 7 days more.
Right. So, hey, if it's not deeper than the skin, this is what happens. Right. He has to shave. Right. But he's not going to shave around where that hair had grew. He's not going to shave around that part. Right. Go ahead.
And in the 7th day, the priest shall look on the skull, and behold, if the skull be not spread in the skin, nor be in sight deeper than the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him clean, and he shall wash his clothes and be clean.
Right. So now you're going to be clean again. Right. Once this process takes place. Go ahead.
But if the scald spread much in the skin after his cleansing, then the priest shall look on him, and behold, if the scald be spread in the skin, the priest shall not seek for yellow hair. He is unclean.
Ain't even got to find it no more. You just unclean. Right. So I will equate this to say if you put that black hair in your head, hey, you unclean.
God, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to look for it. It's right there. You unclean. Go ahead.
But if the scald be in his sight as a stray, and that there is black hair grown up therein, the scald is healed. He is clean, and the priest shall pronounce him clean.
See that? If the black hair grows, hey, now you're pronounced clean. Right? Now you may say, well, what about our light-skinned brothers and sisters that got red hair? Right? That's natural. That's what grows out of their head. Right? They didn't add that there. It's just what grows out of their head. Right? Of course, it's due to, some race mixing, right? Due to agriculture, right? Areas you stay in. Again, we always gonna forever add in the things that you eat, right? Because the way that we eat here is not the same of how they eat in the islands and things of that nature. Some things are similar, but they eat totally different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They food tastes totally different. We can try and cook. We can cook Mexican food inside our homes, but go to an actual Mexican restaurant. Cook a chicken taco at home. Go get a chicken taco from a Mexican restaurant. See how much better theirs tastes. You know what I'm saying? So, you about to add something?
Nah, go ahead.
All right, come. So let's go. I'm gonna share my screen again, y'all. So let's go and look up some concerning these eyelashes, right? Concerning these eyelashes that our lovely sisters like to put on their eyes all the time. All right, so I'm gonna type in a couple things here.
And some of them eyelashes be so over dramatic, man.
Yeah.
Just sometimes, like when they have them so over dramatic and they looking at you, and you just kind of look at them. You kind of sometimes you try not to smile and laugh at it because it'd be like, you look crazy looking like that. And don't get me wrong, some of the eyelashes that these sisters do have don't look bad at all. They can really look naturally as their own. But the whole case of it all is like, you don't have to change your eyelashes to make yourself beautiful. If you're beautiful and you're confident, that's all that matters. Don't care what no one say. Everybody's not for everybody, but there's always somebody's right for that person. And that's what the sisters and the brothers have to understand, that if you love yourself and you know that God perfectly made you according to the way he wanted you, you should never have to worry about changing the look on you. You should walk with none but strong confidence, knowing you like, hey, God perfectly made me. It ain't like you made yourself. It ain't like you the one designed yourself and say, hey, God, I want you to make me look just like that. But that's what we do to these nations. Mm-hmm. You be like, hey, I want you to make me look just like a Kim Kardashian. And them women right there, I don't see what the look in those women, man. These women ain't nothing but witchcrafts and witches that's perform all these acts and hypnotize these black men. They know who they go for. You don't never see them trying to go grab a regular white dude. You know what I'm saying? No, they got to grab a brother because they know that the brothers, they'll fall into the trap and be hypnotized.
You're right. They definitely, and then what they do get Edomite, they run all over him, which is what I think it's the oldest Kardashian. That's what she did to her husband.
I think she the only one that really don't go that way. I think it's whatever Kim and whatever that other one is, whatever she is.
Yeah, she do it in secret.
Yeah, Kai.
Right. So this is a website called thelashlounge.com, right? Just going into the history of eyelash extensions, right? It says ancient Egypt to present day. All right, so it says actually I'm gonna skip this. Go down to the begin where it says the beginning. So it says the origin of long lashes dates to 2500 BCE when the Egyptians first used ointments and brushes to achieve a fluttery fanned out lash look. It says tinting treatments were also quite popular for both men and women. It says eyelash enhancements and other beauty treatments were prized for beauty and functionality in ancient Egypt. Not only were they in style, just as they are today, but there is evidence that their eye makeup possessed antibacterial properties and enhanced the protection that lashes gave to the user's eyes. All right, keep going. It says centuries later in ancient Rome, Roman women aspired to have ultra long lashes as well and used ash to emphasize their lashes after Pliny the Elder preached the lengthy eyelashes were a sign of moral character. Right, which is crazy.
Right, that's super crazy.
But ash and ointments could only enhance lashes so much. So now it says when and why Salakia were fake eyelashes invented. So let's keep going.
Look at that.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Says false eyelashes were invented in the 1800s because people wanted fuller and longer looking lashes, a look that they could not achieve by brushing their natural lashes. Right? So because you don't love yourself, because that's where I'm gonna put it at. That me personally. That's why I personally put it at. Right? Because you don't love yourself. And now it's not to the point where I would say, like modern time, like times right now, I wouldn't tell a sister, hey, you got on lashes, you don't love yourself.
Okay.
But what I will say subconsciously, right? On a subconscious level, you don't love yourself because you can't even explain why you do it. Right? You didn't do it when you was 8, 9, 10 years old. A lot of people, especially back in my day when you were in high school, the high school girls I went to high school with didn't put lashes in their eyes. It wasn't until after. Right? So that stuff was kind of embedded in their spirit from times of old. Right? Because now, hey, I see. And some of them is because they seen their mothers do it. So
and then it's like you got to think about the single parent homes. When you don't have a male figure around, especially for the women, they don't hear that you're beautiful or you whatever you are to your daughters. They don't hear that often. So where do they hear that at? They may not hear it enough at home, but they'll hear it in the world, or they may not even hear that period in the world. They may hear like, oh, you ugly, or you this and that, you not attractive, and then they try to find themselves by changing that look, because the important figure, no matter what they say, is the male. The male is the important figure for a child, rather if it's a female or a male. The male is an important figure in the household because he can uplift that young lady up and he can build the young man up with confidence. So that man figure is definitely important, because what happens when the young lady first see her introductory to a man, it starts with the father. And it's that father is the one that's supposed to and lay that beauty in her mind and confidence in her. So she don't have to think that all makeup is the only foundation to make her beautiful.
Come, right? So now it says, who invented eyelash extensions? Right? In 1902, Carl Nessler, right? A man, a hairdresser, an inventor, created a patented process for making and weaving artificial eyelashes. Just a few years later, in 1911, Anna Taylor, an inventor from Canada, created the first patented artificial lashes by developing a crescent of fabric material with tiny hairs attached to it. So, newsflash, them ain't your hairs. Them come out your eyes. So you using somebody else. You don't know what kind of disease this person may have or may not have, and you putting these things. And this is when they literally would. I don't even know how it's called. Sisters will know what it is when they take the little hair itself and then they'll add it right to their eyelash somehow, some way. Right? It'll just stick right in there. This is before they start making the ones with the strip. Well, I ain't gonna say start before they started making them, but before a lot of sisters start using the strip eyelashes, that's what they'll do. It's just you'll literally see sisters in the middle of the mall getting them eyelashes plucked into their eyes. Right. So I'm gonna come out of here. Let's see something else concerning eyelashes, right? This may be something that people heard of before. I know we showed this to the congregation a few years back. Right? Are you gonna give me? Okay. So now let's check this out. All right. So this is what they call umbrella, right? Now they say that is untrue. Right here it says that is untrue. Although untrue, the rumor that false eyelashes were originally invented to keep cum out of the face of prostitutes' eyes is fantastic. That's what they say. They say that that's a fantastic idea, right? Now, who's to say? Because we remember that first Edomite lady, that picture was shown. We all know who she was and what she was, right? We know what she represented. So, hey, that's not a far-fetched idea. That literally happened. You know, but again, our people, they trust in these people. They want to trust in these people. They want to do the things that they want to do every time. And we seen that the Most High, He made us perfect. He made us a beautiful nation of people. Right? So let's go to Isaiah chapter 3. Right?
All right. So
start at verse 16.
Gotcha. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 16. Moreover, the Lord says, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts.
See that? So, hey, sisters, when you wonder why your hair is all jacked up, things of that nature, hey, the Most High did that. The Most High did it. And it's not just because you just desired your own beauty, right? As far as on the outward appearance, but you brothers and sisters desired their own beauty on an inward appearance, from the standpoint of you wanting to keep being disobedient and following after these other nations. All right, go ahead.
And that day the Lord will take away the bravery of thy tinkling ornaments about their feet and their cause and their round tires like the moon, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings, the rings and nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel and the mantles and the wimples and the crisping pins, the glasses and the fine linen and the hoods and the veils.
He's gonna take away everything that he gave to make us beautiful, right? And guess what we replaced that with? Women replaced that with hair weave, wigs, right? Eyelashes. Men replace all of this stuff with Cartiers, right? Things that they think that's gonna make women attracted to them, right? Cartiers, they have Rolexes, right? All of these different things, spending thousands and thousands of dollars on chains that ain't worth nothing. You buy a chain right now for $10,000, you can't turn it back in and get $10,000 for it. They offer you $1,000 maybe, and then they'll turn around and resell that same chain for $10,000 more dollars.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like most I say, he's taking all of the stuff that actually matter. He's taking that away from us. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 24, and it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink.
See that? This is why, hey, we got women smelling like a whole fish fillet when they come on their cycle. You know what I'm saying? That's if they don't take care of themselves, of course. You know what I'm saying? That's if you ain't cleaning yourself and all that different things, right? And then also we know that this is also going into the sacrifices, right? Ain't gonna be no more sweet saviors that the Most High is gonna be smelling from us when we offer offerings, right? Go ahead.
And instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of well set hair, baldness.
See that? And that's what some women literally they'll got a literally so-called baldness, right? And I call it so-called baldness because again, what the Most High gives you is for you. Our women that got short hair, they're beautiful with short hair. Right? You can go get that short hair, you can get a short hairdo and be beautiful and look 1,000 times better than somebody that want to put weave in their head. Right? It's not a coincidence that a lot of you definitely even have some sisters that can't put the weave in their head at all because it breaks their face out. Right? Lets you that alone should let you know it's something inside that hair. Right? But go ahead.
And instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in war.
See that? So the men gonna fall by the sword. So guess what? Men ain't gonna be able to correct nothing. It's the men's fault why these things are happening in the first place, like Brother Mike Allah just said. All right, no 2 and 3 ways about that.
Hey, and when you go into that 24 to that sweet smell, right? You know, understand that when God made y'all and he gave y'all the best perfume, right? The best perfume you could never think, right? You know what I'm saying? What you got the one where when you're dealing with frankincense, myrrh, and all that, etc. A lot of the stuff is not built with that. If you want to get really technical, is a lot of the perfume and cologne that they put in has to do with a lot of whale vomit. You got a lot of whale vomit in those things. So guess what? You got a whale vomit on your body mixed with flowers and everything. Not saying that's all perfume and all cologne, but some of those cologne and perfume provides that. So that's why you don't naturally smell like that all the time, right? Because when the Most High has created you, he gave you the best of the best. Right now, what Esau has given you, they have tampered with everything. So it's never going to be the best of the best. shoot, who knows? Your perfume probably could have lasted for weeks compared to last for a few hours. You know what I'm saying? So hey, you got to watch out for some of the stuff that they give you.
Calm. All right. So again, I knew this lesson wasn't gonna be too long, right? So we're gonna close out. Unless you want to add anything else, I'm gonna go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13.
Yeah, go ahead. And then I got one, but it ain't coming to mind. But go ahead.
All right. So yeah, let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 13. And then we're gonna start right at the top.
All right. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, starting at verse 1. Surely vain are all men by nature, who are ignorant of God, and could not, out of the good things that are seen, know him. That is, neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the workmaster.
Right? You didn't acknowledge the Most High when you went in and got that weave in your head every 2 weeks. You didn't, brother. You didn't go and acknowledge the Most High. Hey, when you went and got that weave,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because our brothers literally get weave in their head. When I was about 10 years old, I literally, my stepsister, I tried to grow my hair out. Right, tried to grow my hair out over the summer. You know, once I graduated, I had always wanted braids. Right, so I grew my hair out over the summer. By the time I was going back to school again, you know, I was gonna have her, you know, put some braids in my head. Man, she was like, I'm gonna use some weave, you know, to help it grow. And at first, I'm like, all right, I'm like, just try to braid my regular hair first. And she pulled that, man, that my scalp came up. I'm like, no way. I'm like, no way possible. Am I gonna be able to do that? And it wasn't nothing but the Most High, because I wasn't about to, like, I already thought it was kind of gay anyway. I'm like, you ain't putting no weave in my head. I'm like, it's gay. And you know, trying to, you know, this is gonna help it grow. I didn't even make it that far. All praises to the Most High. Right, but the things that, you know, we didn't consider the Most High. We don't consider the workmaster, the one that made us. Fast forward years later, I have a son that now has long hair and he got braids. Hey, I'm living through him. All right, but go ahead, verse 2.
Okay. Verse 2. What, Masalakia, but deemed either fire or wind or the swift air or the circle of the stars or the violent water or the lights of heaven to be the gods which govern the world.
All right, we made it. Since we didn't acknowledge the Most High in anything, we acknowledge all of the things that he made. All of the things that he made, we acknowledge them to be the God that govern the world. We looking at the moon, worshiping the moon, right? Which is what ancient Egyptians did. All right, and it's what the Egyptians of the day, they do it too. All right, go ahead.
All right. With those beauty, if they being delighted took them to be gods, let them know how much better the Lord of them is, for the first author of beauty have created them.
All right, the first author of beauty is the Most High. It's not you. Right, despite what you may think, despite that, you got to go in the mirror and do your hair, or pay somebody to do it, or whoever, you know, however it happens, right? You're not the first author of beauty. The Most High is. Take that well set amount of hair that he put on your head for you, and you can do something with it. And I guarantee that you look way more beautiful natural than you do with additives, right? Like my Benjamin brother said from earlier, extensions. You know, you don't need to extend nothing on you. It's beautiful the way it is. He made your hair just to look like the trees and the bushes of the earth, right? Nice and thick. To literally, your hair is also designed to keep cold out during the cold winter months, right? But when you want your stuff to look like Becky, and and Elizabeth, you know,
Right.
all stringy. All right, this is why they be in the hospital. They be fighting for their life when they go outside.
God. Exactly.
In the summertime, their skin can't handle nothing. Their hair ain't worth nothing. There ain't no protection. It ain't provide no protection and none of that. They get sick as a dog. Everything.
God.
All right. We'll keep going on that.
All right. But if they were astonished at their power and virtue, let them understand by them how much mightier he is that made them. For by the greatness and beauty of the creatures, so like, I mean, look at that really good. Proportionably, the maker of them is seen. But yet, for this, they are the less to be blamed, for they peradventure err, seeking God and desirous to find him.
Come on, go ahead.
For being conversant in his works, they search him diligently and believe their sight, because the things are beautiful that are seen.
See that? They search him diligently, but they believe what they see out of their own eyes. So this is what they take as beauty. And don't consider, like I said in verse 1, the workmaster. All right? They don't consider the Most High and Yahushua, right? They don't consider that. And let's just say, we can just say Yahweh, because Yahushua always get a credit to his father. Right? Even if it's something that, you know, he did it because of his father. All right? Go ahead.
All right. Howbeit, neither are they to be pardoned. For if they were able to know so much that they could aim at the world, how did they not sooner find out the world, Salakia, find out the Lord thereof?
See that? How come they didn't find the Lord? How come they only found the things that they seen with their own eyes?
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
But miserable are they, and in dead things is their hope, who called them gods.
Right? Why? Because these things can't do nothing for you.
Okay.
Right? They're miserable in their hope. But we call them to be gods. We worship these things. Right? Newsflash. Again, if you putting these additives inside your brain every couple weeks, you take one out, put one in, take one out, put one in. Hey, I'm sorry to break it to you. That's a God for you. Because you can't function without it.
Okay.
All right? You can't function. If you can't function without it, guess what? That's a God to you.
Okay.
Same thing with a lot of us brothers. Right? We literally, and not just going into the things that additives, just going into, you know, you have brothers, they don't buy no other shoes but Jordans. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You got brothers that they don't buy no other shoes, you know what I'm saying, but Nike. It always gotta, if it ain't Jordan, and I ain't, like, they literally call them, what they call them, the team Jordans, they call them Mexican Jordans. They call them Mexican Jordans, man. You know, and they'll talk about you. If you got on some Mexican Jordans, boy, they're gonna talk about you till you blue in the face.
That's Israel, boy.
Yeah. If you ain't got on no the Jordan 1s through like maybe 15, 16, boy, they're gonna talk about you like a dog. But again, if that's all you into, and you think that stuff is gonna make you look beautiful, hey, you playing yourself.
Okay.
All right. And I'm about to do the Nakum and Yahshua. I do got one more, man.
Okay.
1 Timothy.
Okay, okay.
It's a classic that all of us, you know, know and go to. 1 Timothy 2:9.
All right, this is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broader hair, or gold, or pearls, or costly array.
See, don't adorn yourself in these things. It's not to say that you can't have them.
God.
This is not your beauty. This is what is being taught here. This is not your beauty. The pearls, the gold, the broidered hair. This is not what makes you beautiful
God.
at all. Go ahead.
But which becometh woman professing godliness with good works.
All right, Con, that's it. That's all I wanted on that. Right? You got to have good works. Right? So none of this stuff is what it doesn't define your beauty. Not even the least bit. So we gotta come up out of that, man. You know, I hope sisters can get to the point to where they don't have to put that stuff in their hair at all.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, even when my rib from time to time, when she have it in, you know, and I might give her a hug or something like that, that stuff get on my face, boy, my face itch instantly. And I can't stand it. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's not a sin for you sisters to have it in, but just be careful. You know what I'm saying? Be careful, because the very thing that you think may not be a God to you or for you, it could very well be. You know what I'm saying? If you can't go to the Sabbath day or Sabbath class, you can't go to the Passover or whatever it may be, without putting that stuff in, or I gotta have it in, or I can't go. Hey, something might be wrong. Hey, you gotta check your spirit.
Hey, let me get Ecclesiastes chapter 1. All right, because exactly at everything what you said in a nutshell, exactly what Ecclesiastes is saying about men and women. But like you said, like with the women, like you can't come to a Sabbath classes without putting makeup on. Like, honestly, ask yourself what you trying to impress. You know what I'm saying? Are you there to learn, or are you trying to get looks and likes? Right? This is why we used to social media likes and loves, because that's what we want. We're attention. We always want so much attention from everybody. And when we don't get it, guess what? We get mad. So then we turn up and do other things to get more attention. This is why the whole spirit of, if you put something in a chat and someone don't like it or love it, you upset. Why? Because you do everything in vanity. Right? Give me Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and 2.
Book of Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 2. Vanity of vanities, said the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity.
All of it is vanity. When you're trying to change your look for attention, you're doing it in vain. If you're trying to do it because you love yourself, that is not vain. If you're doing it just like, I just want to look nice. So let's say if you have a husband, you know, you just want to look nice for your husband. That's not vanity. When you say you just want to make yourself feel like, I don't need to put too much makeup on, I just want to make myself presentable, but that's it. I don't need everything extra. That's not vanity. But when you go overboard, you want to have the big blonde hair, you want to have the big red lipstick, you want to have the big eyelashes, that's vanity. You want to be seen.
Hey, looking like Ronnie from Players Club.
right. Thinking that's beauty. You know what I'm saying? God has already made you beautiful, right? Jump down to verse 14.
Verse 14.
No, you know what? Go up to 8 first.
Verse 8. All things are full of labor. Man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing.
Right, because this is why our sisters continue to grow in trying to learn those examples of how to look beautiful. It's never satisfying. 1 minute, it's going to be something else. Y'all got your eyelashes right now. It's going to be something totally different, because the eye is never satisfied. Or even the word of mouth of like, hey, you ever try to do this to your earlobes or your nose, or you ever done this to your hair? Then women gonna jump on that. And it's mostly Israelite women. Like, I'm telling you right now, is no doper woman in the earth but Israelite women. I'm gonna tell you that right now. The other nations know that. They off rip know that. Y'all the dopest creatures that God ever created. If y'all walk in if y'all walk in and not in vain, you know that it will slow down the rate of men trying to sleep with another woman all the time, instead of trying to make you that they could be your wife or your husband or whatever. It could be like that. But y'all, sometimes y'all women take it to another step. You got to show your body parts. You got to wear your pants. You want to show your figure. And you don't have to walk like that. Everything should be made for your husband, right? You in the world, it used to look tasteful in the world. When we didn't know no better, we couldn't wait to see that. Now, when you in this truth, you love to see a woman with a mindset of the Most High. Like, that's the beauty right now. When she's covered up, that's the beauty right now. It's a beautiful thing when you see a woman that's decked up, covered up, and if she has a husband, she's there to please her husband. That's the beauty of it. You know what I'm saying? So we got to keep that mindset, right? And I say go to verse 14, and that's it.
Verse 14. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit.
That's all it is, right? Hey, and this saves a lot of fights from sisters too. A lot of sisters they get mad because your eyelash is bigger than hers. With the type of lipstick you may have, like MAC, whatever it's called, the MAC lipstick or chapstick, whatever, the gloss or whatever, you got the better gloss. Than women get mad at that. It's because it's all vexing, and it's jealousy because it's all vanity. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, all praise to the Most High that He made y'all perfectly how He made y'all. Y'all just got to know that. The same thing for y'all wicked brothers. Love yourself too, and then you can go a long way from this truth. I land there.
Yeah, you definitely, brothers, you ain't got to do nothing to impress no women or do anything like that. Hey, always remember, Adam was made first. You know what I'm saying? You got brothers, they try hard. You got those brothers that push that wicked doctrine, black woman is God, and all of that crap.
Yeah.
You know, and it's to impress nonetheless. But again, Most High said what He said. You know, He said what He say. Hey, He the first author of beauty. He didn't make no mistakes. He ain't make no mistakes. Right? So do things. You can do things to yourself that's permitted within the law. Right? But even with that, still be careful. Right? Because you don't want to do it to the point where nothing natural is ever out, but you always want people to keep it real with you. When you ain't keeping it real with yourself. So when you ain't keeping it real with yourself, something goes off. Hey, just look in the mirror and just blink. That eyelash will tell you. The eyelash will tell you, hey, I'm off. I ain't being real with myself all the time. So, hey. Yeah, man.
Like, cause you gotta think, what would a woman feel like if a man came and trying to talk to her where he got the man weave on, he got the fake jewelry on, fake Jordans on. She ain't trying to deal with him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you gotta be real with yourself. God.
You got the Mexican Jordans on. God. Our people be, boy, they talk about you like a dog, let you not have on what they think is right. And the Most High don't give a damn about none of that. There wasn't no Jordan back in the kingdom.
Right.
Solomon was ruling. Solomon ain't have on no Jordans.
Right. Solomon had Solomon's on.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, hey. So all praises, sister say. It's a great lesson. She said we Salakia, I'm gonna put it on the screen. Right. So it says, a great lesson, y'all make me want to take my wig off and burn it.
All praises, sis.
God, all praises. You ain't necessarily got to burn it, sis, because you spent your hard-earned money on that thing. All right, so definitely don't have to burn it. But again, like I've said in 1 Timothy, that's not what defines your beauty. It ain't the wig, you know what I'm saying? So if that was your mindset, you know what I'm saying, then I would say definitely burn that thing.
It becomes your idol.
Yep. If that's not your mindset and you do it to, have on just something quick, you want to leave out the house. You don't want to go through the whole process of, I don't know what the process is of having hair because I don't have it. But at the end of the day, the Most High gave you what he gave you to, do what you need to do. So, yeah, man, all praise to the Most High. Definitely subscribe to the channel again, LOI Detroit. Like, subscribe, share. Also Maccabees TV, Lions of Israel Classroom, right? Like, share, subscribe to all of those. Just want to say Tawada for the donations that we've been receiving. If you want to donate to the camp, all of the information is at the bottom as far as the Cash App is concerned. And once we do get our other streams, to donate through those, definitely can do that as well. We definitely appreciate it. Everything is a help and helping us push the work, reach the people, more and more. So that's all we're here for. We ain't here for vainglory, none of that. We're here to do the Most High's work so we can get up out of here. Hopefully y'all ain't got to see us doing these lessons. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully by next week, Most High come back. To get us up out of here, man. That's our hope. All right, so, but again, hey, Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, hey, and the Shar Shabbat.
Kwam Yasharala.
BX, stand up. We in the building. Born and raised in New York, this the concrete jungle. Might have a couple rumbles, dreams shatter and crumble. The place of the beginning of rap, where you can't slack. If it's whack, send it back. Gotta stay well aware, keep your ears to the streets. Serve God, get money, stay away from the beats. Is that Boricua from the X? Israelite in the flesh that stay Hebrew fresh, showing love to the set. Real soldiers is staying strapped, wicked men is getting clapped. The rotten apples, where is that? Undercover sitting strapped. The YNs is wildin', they stealing Hellcats. Take it for a spin around the block and might give it back. Nothing to glorify, I'm just stating facts. If it was up to me, guarantee we'll stop all of that. Create the military mindset that's needed to keep from being defeated. Having Edomites pleading, we do the work in the streets, in and out of season. Crime rate decreasing, Israelites be the reason. It's hood love for real, I ain't going to jail. I got money to get, and it's the Lord I fear. Toast in the air, we making it happen the whole year. Matter of fact, every year around the Hebrews is here. Yeah.
Track dash. Back on them. You heard?
Born and raised in New York, this the concrete jungle. Might have a couple rumbles, dreams shatter and crumble.
BX Pearl, you know what it is. Huh? I'm Terry
Gotta
Son.
stay well aware, keep your ears to the streets. Serve God, get money, stay away from the beat.
Revelation 21:12 told me the kingdom's only built for the 12. We the main reasons why them niggas built the jails. And they know Leviathan is bigger than the well. That's the power of God. And speaking to Job, we get back triple what we lost, including the globe. I burn like the fire with Moses, including the stove. I hope they crown me in the kingdom, including a robe. Khan. He come to lead the deaf, dumb, and blind and get us out that 2868 bond and identify ourselves. So he gave away signs and told us that Jesus feasts the color of Acon. My father's Judah, but my mother is too. My wife's righteous, plus all the kids too. My beard's growing fringes with the strip of blue. Now it's time to give the word to my niggas too.
Born and raised in New York, this the concrete jungle. Might have a couple rumbles, dreams shatter and crumble. Gotta stay well aware, keep your ears to the streets. Serve God, get money, stay away from the beat. Born and raised in New York, this the concrete jungle. Might have a couple rumbles, dreams shatter and crumble. Gotta stay well aware, keep your ears to the streets. Serve God, get money, stay away from the beat. Yeah, Ephraim and Judah, you know what it is. Kum Yashala. Yeah, we out.